I now want to invite Yuka to talk quickly about the Tokyo DRM Hub for those who may not be familiar with the services that it offers and what countries can avail themselves of.
I just want to give a very quick overview of our program. So our team has been here since July of this year, and it's called the Japan World Bank Program for Mainstreaming DRM in Developing Countries. So in the last 5 months, we've got a lot of stuff going on. So I hope you're as excited about our program as Mr. Tsukagoshi-san is here. Okay, so our role, as you may already know, is that we have 14 global practices at the World Bank, and our role is to figure out how best we can help all the different sectors in the various countries as well to integrate the principles and concepts and activities of disaster risk management into the various sectors. And what we have also is that we're based in Japan so that we can also tap into the knowledge, as you already did today, the knowledge and experience from the government agencies, universities, research institutions, CSOs, and private sector of Japan, and how we can tap into that to be able to do our activities on the ground in developing countries. When we say mainstreaming, we do mainstreaming in 3 different levels. As you all know, at the bank, we do at the pioneering level where risks are high, but limited engagement on the ground. So we help make that entry point into those countries where DRM is not there institutionally. But then the enabling is we do have the institutional setup, but we don't have the policies, the regulations, or the data, or the capacity to do the kind of hazard mapping or whatever we need to do for disaster risk management. So we fund that enabling environment. And the last step that we also do is what investments are necessary. We help out in the technical assistance of helping design investments that are necessary in DRM. So our program is basically in 2 large areas. One is what you already experienced today, connecting knowledge, expertise, and technologies. So we help in analysis and development of a knowledge base. And since our target group are bank TTLs and client government operational managers, people who are actually on the ground who have to design and implement our programs, our hope is to come up with solution products, be it toolkits, manuals, trailers, television, videos, capacity building activities that will help the TTLs and the client governments actually develop and design these programs. So we want to make it a very practical intervention. And then also help in dissemination mechanism, which can be training programs, e-learning, VCs connecting different countries like this. So it can be very innovative. So whatever you think is best for your situation, for your sector, for your country, is what we try to adapt to. And then we have a second area, which is country operations, which is actually funding these TAs on the ground. So we fund technologies or whatever interventions that is necessary to integrate what you need in your sector to integrate DRM into your activities. So it can be anything from sectors which are in transport to road sector, well, that's the same, road sector to education to social risk management, whatever you have in your ongoing in your country. So what we've done is since we've received a lot of proposals from different countries, we've analyzed the country demand. So we rely a lot on country demand that comes through our regional DRM coordinators that the GFDR has established in the different regions. And then we also try to pick up innovation from Japan that might not already be existing in other countries and which are innovations that you could possibly use in your developing countries. So the priority sectors, which these are indicative priority mainstreaming sectors, which are based on the country demand we have received so far. So in the coming years, it might change depending on demand that we receive from you people in the country offices. So what we have received so far is requests for assistance in the transport sector, particularly in road and bridges, and how to deal with landslide and flood, debris flow risk in floodplain areas. Other areas is flood, urban resilience that we're discussing today, also hydromet services, and how to establish early warning systems and communication strategy to communities for transferring this information to communities. We also are working on education sector, particularly on building of multi-hazard safety of schools. We have a lot of experience in Japan on earthquake and seismic resistant buildings. So we're thinking that we could help in expanding that knowledge or spreading that knowledge in other countries as well, in our experience in other countries. And we also have a program on social risk management, particularly in our countries where most of the people who are most vulnerable to disasters are the poor people who have no access to these social mechanisms. So we're trying to figure out how we can link up with social protection and integrate social protection with disaster risk management. We also know that in a lot of countries, our biggest issue is data, access to data. So I'm very glad that iChime today mentioned the availability of models that are free to download from their website, which you can use for risk assessment in your countries. So these are the kind of programs that we are thinking of doing right now. We also have already funded 10 projects under our TA program. We funded projects in the Philippines, Pacific Islands, Turkey, Peru, Brazil, Egypt, Yemen, and Ghana. And I'm happy to announce that we also just yesterday approved a project for India on DRM activities in India. So we're moving ahead on that, and we hope to expand our activities next year too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yuka.